Hey everybody, how you doing? I just wanted to give everybody an update on my most recent court date. I had on August 21st. I said I would let everybody know what had happened, and I haven't really had time to sit down and make a video about that. Well, I guess I've had time, but I've just been, I made a couple other videos while I was kind of decompressing from that court date. It was a really stressful day, and I was asked to make a life-changing decision within minutes. What was told to me when I was in my attorney's office is that I was offered a plea deal by the prosecuting attorney that was trying to give me 5 to 15 years in prison, and they were going to give me 18 months to 3 years of probation, and I was promised no prison time. So even though this whole thing should have been investigated from the beginning regarding gang stalking and harassment and this setup that I was put through. I know that I'm not going to get... I know that they're not going to investigate that. I've called everybody, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, talked to the local police. They're involved in this, so that that wasn't going to happen. I talked to the local sheriff's office. The only person I haven't called is the Inspector General. And that's still on the list of things to do. But, so just understanding how reality works and how this justice system works, I was ready to accept the plea deal. So Kathy and I got to court, sat down with the attorney, showed me the plea deal, and as I'm reading through it, it says that with this plea deal, there's a possibility of 6 months to a year in jail. And I said, wait, I was told that there would be no prison time. And he said, well, yeah, there's no prison time. This isn't prison. This is jail. Just jail. So it's still a cage with bars that I can't get out of and run my business or help take care of my family. So it's kind of like when you go to the car dealer and they're saying, okay, what do you want this number to be here? What do you want this number to be? And that's the purchase price, not the price after financing and all the extras that they put in there that they make sure that they don't talk about. So I'm sitting in court, sitting in the room next to the court, talking to my attorney, asking him these questions, and he's trying to divert me from the fact that I could be actually going to jail for 6 months to a year. And being on some kind of work furlough program, or, there's just a bunch of extras in there that I didn't have time to sit down and actually make a choice to process all that information. So I said I just need to get up and go outside and stand in the hallway and think about this. And I just sat there on the 13th floor of the court building, stared out over the city, and tried to process what was going on and what they were trying to do to me. And I realized that if I were to accept that plea deal, that I was going to be given some kind of jail time. Even if it's a couple months, it's, I'm going to be taken away from my business. I'm going to be taken away from my family. My business will fail because it's hard enough to keep this thing going, even with Kathy's help and my son's help. And working through this every single day, they're constantly going at it. So it would be really tough for them to manage this while I'm gone. If I'm gone for 6 months to a year, it would be impossible. Everything would fall apart. It would fail. And I would have to start all over again, figure out what to do with that. So I just said, no. I see what's going on here. I'm not going to sign this. We're just going to have to go to trial. And then the attorney says, oh, well, even though you promised me that, and in paperwork I have, it says that they accept a one-time fee of $35,000 to take me all the way through this case, whether I accept a plea deal or I have to go to trial. And the guy told me that over and over. I recorded our phone calls. It's in the paperwork, and while I was there, I said, okay, we're going to have to go to trial. And he goes, well, there's going to be a trial fee. That's going to be another $25,000. I'm going to need that today if you decide to go to trial. So they tried that with me too. And I said, All right, well, I'm still not signing this. I'll have to figure something out. After that, the attorney tells me, well, okay, let's talk to the prosecuting attorney. Maybe we can have a meeting with them and renegotiate, and they can give you some more time to think about this. So we'll sit down with the prosecuting attorney and the judge, not the judge that's involved in this case, a different judge that's unbiased, and we can come up with something different. So that's what happened. I went in, we asked for an extension, and they gave me until October 23rd to make my decision, and the prosecuting attorney told my attorney that they would not request any jail time. So I've been told several things before, and then when I get in there, there's some new information. So I'm not expecting that will actually happen, but that's the goal now. So October 23rd is my next court date. I will possibly be accepting a plea deal for a felony, class 6, which is the lowest felony, but a felony is a felony, and then if I ever get pulled over, it'll show that the original charge was aggravated assault with a firearm, felony class 3, but it was reduced to felony class 6. So any officer that pulls me over is going to automatically look at me as a violent felon. And I don't want to live the rest of my life that way, especially when this is not warranted. An investigation into the guy that helped set this up needs to be investigated, and he needs to be given the felony for violent, whatever, I don't even know what to call it. So that's where I'm at right now. It bought me a little bit of time. I'm really hoping some new information comes out. With this FISA court thing, there seems to be more progress being made. You know, there's 45,000 indictments out there. We keep waiting for arrests to happen on government officials, corporate CEOs, people that have been involved in this whole thing, human trafficking. And if that happens, if there actually is a military tribunal and these people are arrested and sent to Guantanamo Bay, this just had a $200,000, or is going through a $200 million facelift to facilitate all these people. There will be a chance for me, and hopefully the rest of you that are going through this, to be vindicated. I really don't have anything else to say about that right now. I'm going to make a couple other videos, make a few phone calls, do some more research, and as I come up with new information, I will put it out there best I can. And I guess to end this, Kathy was doing a little bit of research. She had an idea in her head, not an idea in her head. She thought of something that made a lot of sense. And she said, "Hey, how did the Stasi police end? You know, how did Nazi Germany end? You know, that whole thing ended." And started researching that. And it dawned on us, hey, this has happened before and it ended before. And this is basically a repeat of that. And just a lot more covert. But that ended, and we're going to do some more research on that. I'm going to try to do a video about that too. So there is some hope that we will all be able to know what was said about us, the program that was used on us, and we will have we'll have some real justice. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon.